let's talk about the NFC. We talked about it at the beginning of this week before the game, looking at that landscape. Now the Packers are 7-3, I believe, the third seed at this point. Um, do you think really there is a dominant team in the NFC at this point? Is there a 49ers from last year at this point?
Nah,
Mm,
absolutely not. And I think I have full uh, confidence and persuasion with that answer. I mean, you look at every single team, they have their strengths and they
yep.
have their weaknesses. I mean, I could sit here and talk about every team and tell you their strengths and weaknesses, but I mean, we for one don't have time for that. And two, I think it's a pretty obvious answer. I mean, you look in the AFC and you think like, okay, the winner of that is, whoever's going to represent them in the Super Bowl this year is probably going to be the Steelers and the Chiefs and maybe one other team.
Yeah.
You're looking at the NFC. I mean, they're all of these teams are just, I think, in one just like replica
Yeah.
of a mosh pit, and
You got those.
someone's gonna come out of there, with blood all over themselves, and they're gonna
Yeah.
represent the NFC. And who that is to be determined. There's no, like you had mentioned, there's no clear cut, front runner like there was last year with San Francisco.
Yeah. And San Fran, I mean, they were literally in a league of their own. And then you had us and the Seahawks
Yep,
kind of trailing off behind them. I had no idea, have no idea how that division came down to literally 1 yard. Um, I mean, I
that's
would
crazy.
completely agree. I mean, the Seahawks, like I just mentioned, their defense is god awful, even worse than the Packers and the 2011 Packers. Uh, the
Yep.
Buccaneers, they might match up very well against the Packers, but they also lost 31-3 against the Saints. The Packers beat the Saints at home pretty convincingly, I would say. So we'll have to see. I would be shocked if the Packers are that dominant team come January, but there's some season left, and we'll have to see what happens in
Yep,
these last 6 games.
definitely.